In this lecture, we are going to see about the course name Biomechatronics, and the course code is U18OEMC003. Topic is Introduction to Biomechatronics. Lecture delivered by Chandramohan, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechatronics Engineering, Bharat Institute of Higher Education Research, Bharat Institute of Technology, Chennai. Introduction to Biomechatronics. What is a biomechatronics? Biomechatronics is the application of mechatronics engineering to human biology, and as it is the form of important subset of the overall biomedical engineering discipline. It is not possible that an introductory text such as this can be cover all aspects of genes from prosthetic limbs and implants through life supported devices such as dialysis machines to medical imaging and more. These are the overall differences of biomechatronics. Biomechatronics is a combination of all mechanical, electrical, electronic components which is contact with a biological aspect that is called as biomechatronics. And next one is your biomechatronic systems. What is the biomechatronic system? Ultimately, biomechatronics can be thought of in a similar manner to any other engineering systems, with one of the element, generally the most complex one, being the human being. Unfortunately, not only is the human elements the most complex and at least understood, but it is also the most difficult to interface. To attempts to measure and stimulate the human body are not completely deterministics. Repeated applications as set of inputs will not be provided the same response, and when even under constellation control response or action or seldom identically. Consider, for example, the best sportsmen in the world. With practice and talent, they are able to provide fairly repeatable performance, but suitable changes in initial condition with and external to their body results in some variations. And this uncertainty is manifest across the complex range of physical responsibles, from slight variation in the resting heart rate through the apparent student nature firing neurons. In a typical biomechatronic system, a number of components can be identified, and this the following components which are comes under total biomechatronics. And what are the components in the biomechatronics we will be seeing? The first one is your human subject, and next one is your stimulate or actuation, and next one is your transducers and sensors. Next one is your signal conditioning element, and next one is your recording and displays, and next is your feedback elements. And these are the six six main elements in a typical biomechatronic system. And with this we will be seeing next block diagram, and this is a block diagram showing the elements of biomechatronics. And consider the human being is using a sensors, variable sensors. They will be measured in terms of temperature, pressure, flow rate, and their feelings and the touch and that and all. We will be using a separate sensors. We will be accumulating the all the we will be sensing all the things, and we will be processing through a signal processing unit. And with that feedback control from the simulator of actuation, with the interface with the human being, we will be taking the feedback system from the humans with the sensor input. and this signal will be processed and recorded, and it will be displayed for our future users, and using that we can able to analyze the human systems and what are the readings, temperatures, pressures, and some other main components. And first one, the human subjects. The human subject added the bio to the this mechatronics control and monitoring process. What makes biomechatronics particularly interesting comparing to the other mechatronic system is the diversity and complexity of human physiology. Unlike the usual engineering systems, the behaviors of which can be more or less predicted. Each human being is unique and very changing. Stimulus and actuation. The process of stimulus can be introduced as a feedback element as shown in the before diagram, or naturally occurring inputs. Sources of stimulate can be included any modality that has an effect on human element. This can be included electrical stimulates, a tunes, control of airflow, a source of light, and a textile stimulates, or even the physical actuation of your upper body limb or lower body limb. Next one is your sensors, and another component, sensors and transducers. Transducers and sensors are the device that converts physically output into a signal that can be utilized for our future reference. In most cases, these are the sensory that amplifies the electrical signals or convert them from chemical concentration, temperature, pressure, flow in the electrical signals that can be further processed using our processing unit. Next one is your signal processing unit. Before that, we will be taking a signal from using your sensors and transducers. After taking sensors, you will be converting and you will be processed using a signal processing unit. And this signal processing element, signal process involves modification of electrical signals to some from that is more useful. This generally involves amplification and filtering of exist features. However, it is often involves the conversion of the analog signal to a digital equivalent, which allows for the application of complex algorithms to obtain more suitable characteristics. And your next thing is recordings and displays. In many cases, a biomechatronics device functions to monitor a physiological process or response. In the case, it may be important to display the information in a form that is easy to interpret or to store it for a later analysis. Common example of such devices can be notified as a cardio electrocardiogram. In that, you will be using a 12 LEDs, where and all you will be placing the thing. You will be in left side chest. You will be placing more than over 60 electrodes, and from two arms you will be taking some two electrodes, and from your legs also you will be taking signals. With the 6 plus 4, it will be 10, and after that you will be taking from your lower thing, and near your kitty you will be placing on another two thing, and you will be recording. Moreover, you will be using 12 electrodes to record the electrocardiograph. Next one is the feedback elements. In a closed loop control application, and any stimulus is considered by the process of sensory outputs, the links that connects the sensing output back to stimuli includes further processing through control elements. This function can be used to synchronize the seamless process which a data acquisition function, or it could be a wild textualized seamless that is triggered in a response to condition amongst myriad of other. Next one, it is biomedical electrodes. First of all, you will be seeing what is an electrode. The electrode is a device which is converting the ionic potential from your human body, and it will be converted into a electrical signal. That is the function of your electrode. Like example, we will be using for a EEG signal, that is electroencephalograph. Next one is ECG, that is electrocardiogram. Next one is EMG, that is electromyograph, and ERG, that is electroradiogram, and EOG, like etc. Different type of electrodes are here. We will be mainly seeing in electrodes, in biomedical electrodes. We will be having three types of electrodes. One is surface electrode, next one is microelectrode, and needle electrode. First, we will see what is an surface electrode. In surface electrode, you will be using the number of, you will be placing the electrode in your surface of your body. The electrodes are used to obtain the bioelectrical potential from the surface of your body, and you will be able to have a number of sensors, and you will be taking from number of muscles contraction. From that, you will be taking a n number of signals for our requirement. Next one is your needle electrode, specifically to the muscles. The needle electrode will be injected according to requirement, where which muscle you're going to take a contraction, and you're going to take a feedback, and in that muscle you will be inserting a needle electrode. These needle electrodes are inserted into the body to obtain a localized measurement of potential from a specific muscle, and which muscle you have to take, that is you should be specific to use the needle electrode. And next one is your microelectrode, that is a cellular level recorded, and electrode have tip sufficiently small of to penetrate in a single cell. It will be somewhat like having some light pins like structure. It is used to penetrate a as a single cell in order to obtain the reading from the within a cell, that is called as microelectrode. And in that surface electrode, it is used in mainly in surface. Needle electrode, it will be penetrated into the muscle, and that microelectrode will be having, it will be penetrated inside the single cell of the human body to acquire the signals. Next one, here we are going to see what is a prosthetics. First of all, there is a difference between orthotics and prosthetics. And first of all, going to prosthetics, first of all, you want to know what is an orthotics. Orthotics means it will be if a person is having any accidents, after that he is losing his hands or legs, if that position is replaced by a simple model of it is called as orthotics. But if that is replaced with its own function, means that is called as prosthetics. Prosthetic is an artificial device that replaces a missing body parts, which may be lost through tumor, diseases, or congenital conditions. When a person became a limb amputee, he or she is facing a struggle, emotions, and financial state changes. The amputee require a prosthetics and service which being a lifelong event. Prosthetic is an artificial extension that replaces a missing body part, such as upper limb. Upper limb means it will be mainly it will be your hands, and your lower limb means it will be mentioning your legs extremely. It is a part of the field of biomechatronics. What is a biomechatronics? It is a science of using mechanical device with human muscles, brains, skeletons, and neural system to access or enhance motor control, loose by a trims, diseases, or defect. And artificial limb is a type of prosthetics that replaces a missing extension such as arms or legs. The type of artificial limbs used is determinedly larger by the extent of amputation or loss and location of the missing extremity. Next, artificial limbs may be needed for various of many reasons, including diseases, accidents, and consequential diseases. The artificial limb may be the variation, the requirement will be changed according to the many various requirements. Some people will be having a upper limb or lower limb or upper limb, but above the skill, above the elbow or below the elbow. Otherwise, in below limb, in below lower limb, it will be a below knee or above knee. That will be based on these conditions. They will be satisfying the artificial limbs. There are 4 types of artificial limbs. These includes transtable prosthetics, that means below your knee, transfemoral prosthetics, that is above your knee, and transradial prosthetics, that is below the elbow, and transhumeral prosthetics, that is above elbow. This is transtubal prosthetics. A transtubal prosthetics replace the function of missing anatomical segments from below the knee to the floor. This extension particle fits the way we do it. The prosthetic socket is mainly connected between the residual limbs and the prosthetics. In transtubal prosthetics, it will be your lower limb and it is below your knee. That is called it, below your knee. You will be having any prosthetic, any amputation. You will be requiring a transtubal prosthetic to acquire to get the function back. That is called as transtubal. That is below your knee, below your lower limb knee. Next one is transfemoral prosthetics, and above knee, that is AK, or transfemoral, that is TF, that is indicated as TF, that is transfemoral prosthetics, is customized made for a person who had been a AK, that is above knee, or TF, that is transfemoral prosthetic amputated. The prosthetic consists of customized made socket, linear knees, talon, and foot. Sometimes the prosthetic may consist of sleeves or other harness. Depends on the suspension used for the patient. Transfemoral prosthetics. The transfemoral prosthetics is the lower limb prosthetics, but it will be including the above the knee also. It will be both. It will be both above and below knee. You will be having. You will be taking in consideration. You will be doing this transfemoral prosthetics, and you will be as such. You will be using a knee also. Knee construction will be based on this diagram. This is indicated, and this is a knee diagram. This part will be your trans-tribal prosthetics, and above the knee includes both transfemoral and transtable. It is both is called as a transfemoral prosthetics or called as AK or TF. Next one is your transradial prosthetics. What is a transradial prosthetics? It is a lower limb prosthetic. It is a upper limb prosthetics, but it will be a below the elbow. A transradial prosthetic helps to replace the function of missing anatomical segments from the below the elbow to include the hand, including hand, you will be able to actuate with this. And here there is a diagram here, which is transradial prosthetics. It is below your knee. This segment you will be having a below your knee. What are the things you will be having is, that is your prosthetic hand will be connected and your telemetry control will be there, and next you will be having a transmitter, and the prosthetic control will be there, and extension coil to that will be implemented, and residual limbs and sockets to fit it in your limb. You will be having a socket also, prosthetic interface socket, and your sensors and your controllers and your drives, all the things will be comes in contact with your elbows. That is trans radial prosthetics. Next one is your transhumeral prosthetics. What is a transhumeral prosthetic means? It is a upper limb prosthetics, but it will be including the above the elbow. That means it will be from your shoulder to whole hand. It will be used. A transhumeral prosthetics help to replace the function of a missing anatomical segment from the below the shoulders, and includes hands, elbows, and the fingers. How it is provided, type of controls for these prosthetics are depends on the needs, functions, and goals for each patient. Below you can see the diagram. That is a transhumeral prosthetics. It is a upper limb prosthetics. It will be having a both contact with upper limb and transradial prosthetics also. And here this is a below this you will be having a transradial prosthetics, and with wholeheartedly that is called as transhumeral prosthetics. And this is a prosthetic which the people may be using this transhumeral prosthetic when they are having any amputation, or amputee having no bones from the shoulders to your hand. That is, that person will be using a transhumeral prosthetics. And with this, you will be known as what is a transtubal prosthetic, what is a transfemoral, and what is a transradial prosthetics, and what is a transhumeral prosthetics. But this whole conclusion you will be having studied in the introduction of biomechatronics. The biomechatronics is a study of whole that mechanical systems which will be controlled using a control system with incorporate with your biomedical thing, that biomechanics, biosensors, and bio signal conditioning, and bio limbs, and bio all other things, equipments, and how it is accessed. It will be wholeheartedly studied in the biomechatronics system. It is wholeheartedly called as biomechatronics. And thanks for watching this video. And we will be seeing another video in next thing. Thank you for the thing. Thank you.